Hello, my name is Sayyed Chaud and I am going to explain about the architectural design topic Gagannai Museum. So my location was allotted in Jaisalmer. It is known for its heritage and the culture throughout the world, and it is one of the heritage site of our country, as well as it is the major tourist attraction point at a national as well as at an international level. Jaisalmer is known for its tradition, culture, festival, and the uniqueness of Jaisalmer is also found in its architecture, where the different architectural elements play an important role for the sustainability of the structure. Now coming towards the site selection process part, we were allowed to select the site throughout the Jaisalmer city with a proper justification, and there were four sites chosen or shortlisted, out of which one was chosen for my project, and it was located near to the Gadisar Lake. The reason why I chose the site near to the Gadisar Lake was in the past few decades, Gadisar Lake has started losing its importance because of the increase in population as well as increase in the number of tourists visiting Jaisalmer per year, and there is no proper drainage system within the Jaisalmer city, especially in the old town of Jaisalmer city. So most of the drainage was flushed into the Gadisar Lake, because of which Gadisar Lake started degrading. And the temples which are built on the periphery of the Gadisar Lake also started degrading, and there is no proper maintenance done by the government or the local officials. So this became an opportunity for me to build a new museum which will help to retain Gadisar Lake its importance, as well as it can become one of the tourist attraction point within the city. The advantage of taking the site near to the Gadisar Lake was, first of all, it is having its own heritage importance. The site can become the first tourist attraction point because of its location. It is located near to the major tourist attraction point within the city, as well as the Jaisalmer railway station. The main challenge on the site was to maintain the museum along with the heritage temples of the Gadisar Lake. Now looking at the demographics of Jaisalmer, total population of Jaisalmer is 65,000, and the total number of tourists visit Jaisalmer is approximately 2,70,000, out of which approximately 1 lakh are foreigners. Now coming towards the proximity mapping, these are the few tourist attraction points which are located within a 2.5 kilometer radius from the site, as well as the transportation services. Looking at the neighborhood context, the periphery of the site is mostly having shamshan and utility areas within its proximity, and there is a major residential chunk which is located behind the Jaisalmer fort. The east side of the site is mostly the new residential block development part. Coming towards the immediate context, the three edges of the site is having an open face, while one of the edges having temple, and temple is having its historical importance. It will help the museum to grow at a faster rate, and simultaneously the museum can also help the temples to regain its importance. These are the site sections with the immediate context, on which it is clearly seen that the approximately 20 to 30 kilometers of the area is having no high rise or any sort of buildings, and the buildings which are there are mostly residential blocks, and those residential blocks are maximum to maximum G plus 5 storage structure. This is the area and the site mapping along with the accessibility. This is the satellite map of the site along with the dimensions. This is the roadways within the Jaisalmer city. The Gadisar Road is the main road which is connecting the Jaisalmer city from the different states, as well as it is connecting the internal alleys of the Jaisalmer city. Now coming towards the water transportation system within the Jaisalmer city, the main water transportation comes from the Mohangarh to the Gajirup Sagar, where the water is get treated and supplied towards the overhead tanks within the Jaisalmer city. Now coming towards a few design strategies from the local architecture of Jaisalmer, we can see that there are many jharokas which acts as an extruded element which provides shading to the structure and helps to avoid the harsh sunlight, as well as the jali patterns allow the cooler air to enter within the structure. This is the climatic analysis of the Jaisalmer city with respect to different months and different seasons. Now coming towards the tradition and the culture of the Jaisalmer city, Jaisalmer is famous for its arts and craft. The famous festival of Jaisalmer are the Desert Festival, and the Teach Festival. The culture of Jaisalmer includes Katputli dance, the traditional Kalbelia dance, and the Ghumar dance. This was the short summary about the site analysis. Now coming towards the concept and the design process. First, the design process was started with a few initial stages, which includes the conceptualization of the few internal spaces, which are exhibition area, reception area, and few section. How does the internal spaces of the structure will be forming? So, like in my design process, I have tried to replicate the streets of Jaisalmer, as the streets of Jaisalmer are having those extruded element which acts as a shading device for the buildings. In similar sort of way, I had tried to create the experience within the internal street of the structure. And also the Jaisalmer fort is the central most part of the Jaisalmer city, and it is visible almost from any point within the city. Considering it as a concept for my design, there is a central atrium which is visible from all the four floor levels, and the atrium is directly connected to the internal as well as to the external spaces within the site. As the site is surrounded by Shamshan from its east side as well as from its north side, there is a chance of false odor coming within the site. So the trees belt can act as a buffer zone so that the odor or the false smell can be reduced. This is the initial massing of the structure with respect to Jaisalmer Fort, as Jaisalmer Fort is having its importance within the city and it is visible from almost all the part of the city. So I have tried to create a visual point from where the Jaisalmer Fort can be appreciated by the users inside the structure. Now coming towards the zoning part, in the initial zoning I have divided my site into three different phases, where one was the official, that was the formal space, another one was the informal space, and the other was the semi formal space. So the formal spaces includes all the administration area and offices, the semi formal area includes auditorium, exhibition halls, gallery spaces, etc., and the informal space was waiting area and the reception area. Further, those larger zoning was divided into smaller ones with the help of 5 by 5 meter grid pattern. And after the breakdown of the initial zoning into a little detailed one, which was indicating the brief spaces like admin area, reception area, then recreational areas, and then the breakdown of those brief zoning was done into the detailed one, where all the spaces are highlighted, the public spaces, the private spaces, and the semi-public spaces. So there are total three floor plans within my build form, out of which one is G-1 floor plan, a ground level floor plan, and a ground plus one level floor plan. The reason I chose to go slightly below the ground was because to match the skyline of the city, as the structures and the buildings within the Jaisalmer city is not more than 3 to 4 stories. To match those height, I have tried to move a little bit below the ground level. So this is the master plan and the site plan. The site plan is indicating all the internal roads, landscaping, path, the environmental services, that is the roof pond, the biogas plant which has been used for the sustainability of the structure. The master section has been taken with respect to the Jaisalmer Fort area, as the Jaisalmer Fort area is located at the highest point within the city and it is visible from anywhere from the city. Now coming towards the ground minus one level plan. The ground minus one level is consisted of exhibition area, gallery spaces, workshop spaces. There is the exhibition hall 1 which will be reflecting the culture of the Jaisalmer. The central atrium, which is the central core of the structure connecting all the spaces within G-1 floor level plan. The minus one level plan is connected to the different floor level through ramp, and those ramps acts as a gallery spaces. The workshop area will create an opportunity for the visitors to learn different art and craft of Jaisalmer city. The library will give a brief introduction about the Jaisalmer city as well as the country, because many of the tourists visiting the city will be foreigners. Now coming towards the ground level plan, as per the initial zoning, the ground level plan is divided into three parts. The formal spaces, which is the administration area, which includes all the administration staff, the informal spaces, which includes the restaurant, souvenir shop, and the formal spaces, which is the auditorium. Sorry, the semi-formal space, which is the auditorium. As soon as the person enters the ground level plan, they will have a choice to move directly towards the exhibition space, which are located below the ground level, or they have a choice to move towards the recreational area and freshen up themselves, then move towards the different spaces within the structure. The administration staff is having different departments, which includes maintenance, accounts, management, transportation, IIT, advertisement department. Now moving towards the upper floor level plan, there is the exhibition space 3, which is reflecting the art and craft of Jaisalmer city. Then, for the maintenance and working of the exhibition spaces, there is a control center, staff room, and the storage room of all the artifacts. That particular exhibition space is connected to the seminar hall and the multifunctional space, which will also act as a temporary exhibition area. Now coming towards the elevations, as the climate of Jaisalmer is hot and dry, and there is a very less rainfall, and majorly the winds are hot. For that purpose, those jali patterns were created within many structure of Jaisalmer. So getting inspired from those jali pattern, I have tried to create a retractable jali pattern which will be used for the requirement of those retractable jali patterns. These will be having a grid of zero point 0.5 by zero point 0.5 meter, and they can contract and relax as they will be mechanized and as per the requirement. And the jali pattern also allow the natural air to flow inside the structure and also block the harsh sunlight during the afternoon time, which will be majorly coming from the southern facade. Now coming towards the section, the spaces which have been inspired from the streets of the Jaisalmer and the fort of the Jaisalmer are seen, where the central atrium is directly connected to the internal as well as the external spaces of the structure. The user can directly move towards the green area which is at the ground level plan. As the climate of Jaisalmer is hot and dry and there will be a harsh sunlight throughout the day, so the roof pond can be a feature which can be integrated within the structure, but there is also a shortage of water within the city. So I have tried to create a roof pond from the overhead water tank which will not only act as a roof pond but also create a different shadow patterns within the central atrium, as the pond is transparent from the bottom and the top side, and it is opaque from all the edges except the north facing edge, which will allow the north light to pass through the roof pond. These are the few internal and the external view of the structure. The first view is from the public space, giving the visual of the central atrium. The second view is of the exhibition space, which is showing how those extruded elements are replicating the streets of Jaisalmer. And the third view is showing how the retractable facade is allowing the sunlight as well as the blocking the sunlight during the daytime, and providing a naturally lit corridor. The fourth view is showing the main entrance, which is having a ramp, which is a combination of the staircase and the ramp, so that the specially abled people can access through it. The fifth view is showing the retractable facade which is placed on the southern side of the structure. These are the few environmental concerns which have been utilized within the structure for its sustainability. One of it is the retractable facade. The second one is the use of the roof pond, the overhead water tank, which will be acting as a roof pond for the structure, as well as it will be creating an under control temperature within the structure during the daytime. The solar panels on the roof, which will be used as an electrical power generation. And also museum is a place where majority of the people will walk within the different spaces, so taking it as an advantage, the footstep power generation energy, uh, those energy can be stored into the small batteries and can be used in future. So those type of flooring can be utilized within the structure to produce a small amount of energy, which will help to reduce the external energy consumption, and it will help the structure to be more self-sufficient. Thank you.